In 2007, Mylan Pharmaceuticals acquired EpiPen, a device used for injecting measured doses of epinephrine.
The call's growing louder for drug makers to lower the price of the EpiPen.
Since the acquisition, prices have risen continuously.
Pharmaceutical giant Mylan was at the center of criticism last year over rising drug prices.
Pressure mounting on EpiPen maker Mylan Pharmaceutical. A trio of senators now calling for an explanation.
The auto-injector's price has risen by more than 480% since 2009.
My daughter Kennedy was diagnosed with food allergies when she was about 13 months old. Kennedy also has asthma, she has reflux, and she has eosinophilic esophagitis. So for Kennedy, she does have a medication regimen that she has to take every day. She has to take maintenance meds for her asthma. She also has to take a maintenance swallow medication for her EOE, and then she carries around her EpiPen. And Shane has a life-threatening allergy to blueberries. He also has mild asthma, but Shane also has what they call idiopathic anaphylaxis, whereas just out of the blue, there are times that things that we don't know yet could actually cause him to go into an anaphylactic reaction.
We are here with the CEO that is no doubt the center of a national firestorm. I think that's fair to say. Heather Bresch, CEO of Mylan Labs. The price hike has been labeled outrageous by Hillary Clinton, egregious by Bernie Sanders, greedy by the White House, and parents all over the country are outraged that they've got to pay more for their EpiPen. How do you respond to all that?
As a mother, I can assure you the last thing that we would ever want is no one to have their EpiPen due to price.
The cost is more prohibitive than people realize. 2 kids, $600 for 1 set, and I need multiple sets. The school that they go to, they have to have a set for themselves, a set for the nurse, and a set for the trainer if they go out for any sports. And we also have to have a set for our house. So the cost is insane.
The American Medical Association has said this is basically the same product it was in 2009, and yet have raised the price 17 times.
If you follow the money, the reason for these price hikes comes into sharp focus.
What was your salary last year?
About $18 million.
About $18 million. Sounds like you're doing pretty well on this.
When Mylan acquired EpiPen in 2007, Heather Bresch's salary was $2.4 million. As the price of EpiPen swelled, so did her salary, all the way to $18.9 million.
Heather, you understand the headlines, right? Which is EpiPens, which are needed by millions of children. The price goes from $50 10 years ago to $500 or $600 today, and you're making $18 million a year. You understand how that looks.
Brian, look, I understand better than anyone that facts are inconvenient to headlines. We have given out 700,000 free EpiPens. We stock 65,000 public schools in this country with free EpiPens to ensure that they're there when needed.
Heather Bresch has been vocal about Mylan's free and discounted EpiPens, but those who are listening closely can hear the canary in the coal mine.
So I'm holding here a certification form where EpiPen, where Mylan has actually said that the school hereby certify that it will not in the next 12 months purchase any products that are competitive to EpiPen auto-injectors. So you actually put into practice forcing schools, and you're so concerned about these kids, to raise the price to $600. If you want it for the $100 price that it used to be at, you need to sign this and say that you can't buy this from anybody else. Don't answer, I'm not asking you a question. That's what you've done here.
Sometimes I do feel like a burden. I sometimes think that maybe if I didn't have this allergy, or maybe if I wasn't per se here, then maybe my mother would have a little less stress. She wouldn't have to carry the burden of having to come up with that extra money to pay for the EpiPens.
I feel bad because, like, I know it's not my fault, but they're so expensive and it's, like, a lot. Even though, like, my mom says that I'm worth it and everything.
Knowing that my kids feel like they're a burden to me, it actually hurts and it makes me angry. I guess the anger comes from being hurt, because kids should never feel like that. And I think it's just so unfair because it's unnecessary. The medication inside the device is so cheap, it does not warrant the cost.